Heyo, good afternoon, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, it's JuiceeSaft. I have not been posting on YouTube at the frequency that I would like, and that is completely due to laziness, my inability to keep up with my home life and work life and things like that, and the overall stress that is now having to, do things. I have far more people talking to me than I've ever had in a long time. Ever, actually. I'm in several group chats, none of which I'm active in except for 2, but I have a Discord that I'm trying to be active in, and I now have a good person, Matt, helping me with thumbnails and ideas and everything, and he's working like around the clock, and it's insane. It's insane because I'm not doing practically anything, and it sucks. It's just that when I get home after working, I can't really find the motivation to make anything really besides TikTok videos or whatever. I haven't streamed in a bit. I might stream tonight or today. Today's the 7th, so I might stream tonight. If you're watching this later, whoops. But oh well. Anyway, but I am still here. I've noticed that a few of my patrons have gone away, and that's perfectly fine. Not everybody has the financial ability to keep spending money, especially if they're not receiving anything in return for it. Which I haven't done a podcast in a long time. I don't post anything to Patreon that's worthwhile. I'm trying to get better things. I'm thinking about ordering samples of my merch, and then for people who have been, subscribed to Patreon for a while, they might, I'll send them something. I'll send them a little package of it, kind of like how Bad Dancers Only sent me that, but that was because we're part. I need to wear that more. Oh man, I don't know. I'm hoping I get. I do have one merch item of mine coming in that at Psycher Art drew. It's a really nice. It's part of the cult motive. Motive. That's the right word. I don't know. Cult idea, because I'm trying to run with the idea of a cult fan base, because I view that all fan bases of anybody whatsoever are usually cult-minded. So I guess trying to take that and make it into a bigger joke will. Plus, I just think it'd be hilarious if later on people actually started believing in me as the cult leader. The power I would have. Imagine that. I'd be able to check that off my bucket list, become a cult leader. Man. I think that the biggest problems I have when it comes to online presence and everything like that, the reason why I don't see so much of a return towards my follower count and everywhere else, is that I'm not very active with people who comment on my videos. I do not reply to people. I just don't. I read your comment. I read every comment. Eventually, I read every comment on all my videos until it gets to the point where I make it like 30 more videos and I just don't read the ones over there. Why I don't see so many people going into my live streams for a lot of these things, it's just because I'm not active. I'm not doing much to correct that or fix that anyway. That's my bad. That's my fault. I don't know what else to say. It's just I'm not doing enough. But you got to understand, from my point of view, I did not think I would get anything. This has been a goal of mine from day one. When I was back when Vine was still here, back before then, I was on Tumblr, Twitter. Twitter was later. But seeing as Twitter and everywhere else had friends of mine on there, like from people who knew me, I just didn't want to make jokes because they weren't gonna like it. Whatever. I didn't talk to people. I don't talk to people. I'm the outcast. I don't come off that way, but that's what comes down to. It is a lot of people message me a lot all the time, and I don't get back to people, and then they take that personally. But it's just, I prefer, to be honest, I'm loving the idea of group chats because I can come and go as I please. If somebody really needs to talk to me, I'll get back to them. If they really need to talk to me, then they can message me directly, and then I'll, like in 3 to 5 business days, I'll reply. Thing is I do see all of my notifications. I do. It's just I forget. I forget to reply. It goes off inside my head. Something else takes my mind. I got ADHD, man. I was on, and I mean severely. I thought it would end. They told me that once you get older, it'll fade out. Once you become an adult, it'll just fade out. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to wait until my brain fully forms at 25, because Jesus Christ. I'm still waiting. My head still doesn't work. I can't, like, every time that I sit down and start trying to do something, I'm like, I don't like this anymore. You know how weird it is to start a live stream and then just immediately, even though my live streams last for freaking hours, but like Twitch streaming and whatnot, I should do that a lot more, especially on my days off. Like today, like yesterday and the day before, well, the day before, I don't know what I was doing, but I was out. Was I? Oh no, I was just dicking around. I just like to relax. I can't help it. What do you want from me? Whatever. Okay, we're gonna get into the other parts because I'm not gonna make this video too long. It's just a little hey, hello, how are you? I'm thinking about doing a good morning with Juice. You know, your good morning OJ or whatever. Incorporate all of that. Morning me is orange juice. Dinner time and everywhere else it's apple juice. But just to let you know, like every week or so, randomly throughout the week, like once at least every week, just a quick check-in to show you guys what's going on with my own personal life or whatever. I don't know. But my goal to quit my job is still there. Just because I don't want the job, I at least want to save up to $10,000 so I can quit it and then look for another job outside of that while focusing on Twitch streaming, YouTube, TikTok, and everything else. Because I know that I'm not going to be anything if I don't work for it. And that's the problem. Is I've coasted my entire life. I've coasted. I've never applied. I never liked it. Never put any effort because it was just like, well, it'll figure itself out. For school, I could have easily been such a good student. I was not dumb. It felt better to sleep and do drugs. Felt better to do so many fucking drugs that I ended up messing up my... I honestly wonder, did I go crazy because of them, or did I go crazy because of the bullying? Who knows? I mean, I ran to those because of the bullying, and then... maybe whatever. I do know that after I stopped using them, I'm fine now. But dude, I gotta be honest with you. I was paranoid. I was not in control of myself. I was forgetting. Days just gone. Fog gone. You know. I hide it really well though, because fun thing about me is that nobody ever, especially younger me, nobody ever looked at me, and not way young. I wasn't doing drugs at like 9. Drugs aren't cool, kids. They aren't. They just feel really great, which is why they're scary, and why they can get you hooked. I love lying to people. I've said this millions of times before, but I'll say it again. I used to lie to people and say that I've never done something because then people really want you to do something. You don't directly go, I've never done something. Can you give me that? You wait for the opportune time when they're talking about it and how they do it. And you're like, wow, I've never done that. I've always wanted to, though, but I can never get my hands on it. And you just kind of egg them on. And some of them knew exactly what you're doing and didn't give a shit because they were nice. Others didn't know whatsoever and were just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to pop this dude's drug cherry. Did not work for weed. Did not work for weed because you didn't need to do anything. If you wanted weed, you just have to be like, yo, you want to spark up? And they always would. They always would. Weed was never a problem for me. No, this is not going to be drug talk, though. Just, anyway. God, I mean, I was I have blocked out so much and forgotten so much more. I don't know. Alcohol is also a drug, and it's bad. I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna make that joke. Anyway, that's also a fear of mine. Is I wasn't always like a mentally stable person, so in the fog of that, I often worry about, you know, was I rude to people? Who was I? I mean, I was always a timid person, well, whenever, but I would wonder, like, did I hurt anyone? Like, you always wake up from those things, and you kind of, like, have to look at yourself and go, oh my God, I really hope. Lucky for me, I didn't have friends, so I didn't text people, so there was no, like, but I mean, I really, like, during my last relationship, the only real relationship I've ever really had, I had a few, but this one was the only one that was real. There was so much I had to learn to get there, and this was like senior year, I was finally getting off these benders, I was finally cutting off from having a problem. Like, I lied to everybody, I told people that I hid everything. Nobody pays attention to you, so it's easy for you to just go unnoticed. That's the best thing about not having friends. It's just you just do go unnoticed. But when it came to the relationship, a lot of that bad behavior went into that, and I was always someone that wanted to be better than other people, because I was, again, bullied so heavily that I hated the idea of being a horrible person. I grew up around only women, so I wanted to make sure that I was an abuser. Turns out I became a dickhead. I wasn't abusive. I was just, there was definitely abusive characteristics though in my relationship, and I just ended up fucking messing up. Along the way, I had to make sure I censored myself because of YouTube. Yeah, but I carried that into that, and then I was just constantly trying to get better and better and better. And then my fear of abandonment really messed it up for good. Like, it was constantly on and off. She would tell me, let's get together. Again, like, let's do it again. You've been getting better. Oh, great, let's do it again. And I would do everything I could to show, like, I'm serious. I'm not, like, this isn't a lie. I'd be respectful. I'd try to give space. Like, at most, I apologized a lot, like, way more than I needed to, because of my desperate need to people please. That turned her off. Then finally, around the time that the final time she was really considering it, really putting it on, like, maybe. And then I went, good. And then I blew up at work because of the anger issues I had, which are only ever present at that job. At this job, this is why I want to quit it, is because, you know, I moved to the back. My anger's been a lot better because, you know, you don't have to go out there at the front, serve tables, get yelled at, be called, you know, a dumb A word. Then go back and then have your manager cuss you out, and then, you know, go have your server coworkers get mad at you. You know, these people that you could easily beat the crap out of in a fight, but they've never had to deal with any kind of physical repercussions for anything that they've ever done. So they're really rude, really terrible people. I'll tell you this, getting hit in the mouth will make you think about what you say. Made me think about what I said. I got hit in the mouth, and I'm like, yeah. It's actually a good Bill Burr bit, when he talks about it, where I can't remember the whole bit. I'm not going to try to, but it was basically like, once you get hit in the mouth, once you get punched in the face, you go, you know what, maybe you were right. You know, it makes you think. It makes you take a step back. You go, ugh. Now, it's not good. I'm not saying that at all, but you can definitely tell some people who have never had to face any repercussions, whatsoever, for anything they've ever done, so they become terrible people, and they hurt other people, and then they have no repercussions for it, or they feel no remorse for it, and they're, you know, completely overdramatic about everything, and they're selfish, and everything's about them. They gladly will show, like, I don't know, it's just So you got to remember, oh my God, I'm bigger than them. I'm not buff, but I'm bigger than this person. You know, everything that I am, I'm blind. You know, so you got to control yourself and how you express your anger. So I people please and I keep my anger down and I push it down while people are, you know, being disrespectful to me and being rude and yelling at me. When I want to, you know, like I want to like be able to be like, that's enough. You know, like you're not going to talk to me like that, but I got to go, I can't, because then they're going to cry and then they're going to go talk to the managers about how I'm, or they're going to see me saying, that's enough, I'm not going to let you talk to me that way, and go, that's a direct attack on me. I can say anything and talk to anyone any kind of way, even though someone is directly telling me, this is what you're doing, that is not right. You are not going to talk to another human being like they're a dog. I am working a job the same as you. You need to take a minute and take a step back. If you need a minute to go outside and do that. Because it's just going to escalate things, so you just go, okay, sorry, and you move on. And they go, and then they give you this half-hearted apology, and you're like, it's okay, but it's not okay. You just want to wring their neck out, but you can't, because you're civilized. We peaked at being apes. We're still apes, but we're different apes, you know. We're civilized apes. Chimpanzees get to have all the fun in their cages and everything, and in the wild. Meanwhile, I have to pay bills and argue with people all the time over the internet. Anyway, bottom line, so you get stressed out from going all over the place, and then you look at them. And they're yelling at you, so you just say, F it, fire me, I don't care. You can fire me, I don't give a crap, fire me. And then one of the other key managers pulls you outside, and then, you know, some other person that's not your manager, even though you're already going outside, saying, go, get out. So you tell them to F off, and then that happens to be their sisters, your girlfriend's sister. So you're like, oh, whoops, whoops. So then, you know, if it was anybody, you would have done it, you know, because you were just mad. You weren't physically violent with anybody. Everybody was just, like, surrounding, and they're screaming at the top of your lungs, and you're trying to de-escalate the situation. But then they're yelling even more, so it gets you to the point where you're yelling, and now you're in the wrong. So they're allowed to yell and scream at you. And now that you're mad, it's a common abuse tactic that many people do all the time. It's the innocence by proxy, whatever, I don't know. It's just... my mother did it all the time. You know, they scream at you, they yell at you, they berate you, insult you, and everything like that. And then you yell at them one time, and you're like, well, what do you want from me then? And then you're bad. I mean, hindsight 2020, I could have done a lot of things different all the time, and I make excuses for everything all the time, but ultimately anger is never justified, and what you do in your anger is never justified, and that's something that I've always been trying to get away from. But it's hard. It is hard, especially when you see that nobody else cares about that. Nobody else cares about being a good person, a nice person, someone that's reflective and is able to say, I was wrong, I'm wrong. I have no problem apologizing and saying I'm wrong. I have no problem whenever, like, that's what I did the entire relationship. That's what I did with other people all the time. I'm always going, whenever I was in a fight with somebody and I'd raise my voice. I go, you know what, I'm wrong for that, and I apologize for that. I'm during it, not after when it's already said and done, and, you know, not be like, hey man, sorry about that. No, during it, be like, I am very upset, and I apologize for how I am acting right now, because this is not justified. I am justified in how I feel, but I am not justified in how I express those feelings. You know, if I ever realized I was wrong, I would keep going. Like, that's not a virtue. I hate when people say, I don't care. If I'm wrong and I realize I'm wrong, I'll keep going. That's a problem. You should just at that moment, my bad. You know what? You're going to laugh at this. I'm dumb. Oh, wow, you're right. Sorry. No. It's not digging your feet into the ground to root yourself is so stupid, because you're just going to end up breaking your knees, you know? Because the push is always going to come back. Anyway. Sorry. I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I go into full detail about all of my life. I'm an open book that's missing all the pages, you know? I wish I could tell you everything, but I don't know everything. You know what's funny is that until I got in the relationship, I thought my memory was perfect. And then I just started realizing I kept forgetting stuff. And I think that they use that to their advantage too a lot. They think I'm dumb, but my memory's been getting a lot better, and I actually make an effort to remember everything. Everything. Recently found out another thing that they tried to. Oh, and it's okay, it's whatever. It's okay, baby. I'm lying too. We're not together, so you don't even have to lie. It's none of my business, so I don't tell you my business. You don't need to tell me yours. It's none of our business. Like, the only business we have is directly related to each other, you know? Only thing I care about is that I don't want to, like, you know, get a disease. You know, I mean, why am I doing... Oh, wait. Oh. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I did it to the mic in the screen. Oh my god, I'm so fucking dumb. Buggin. G-G-I-N. Remember that. Buggin. 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 It's different. It's a different word. It sounds like it, but it's different. It's like fudge. Anyway. I don't know what the hell Helios, the Greek god. Helios, that's his name. Sorry, mispronounced it. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. Forgot. Lost my train of thought. You guys have a good day. I was just going to say the next step is to... This is where my webcam is. Right here. For me. The YouTube will make it look different. And wherever your TV is, I don't know. I'll be over the place. But my webcam is directly in the middle. Somewhat in the middle. It's not really in the middle. It's more so on to the right. I can tell. Yeah, it's on the right. Kind of. That normally doesn't bother me. I mean, it doesn't now. But I like knowing things. I'm not fixing it. I'm not going to fix it. I just like knowing. So I'm bothered by the fact of, do I know or not? Not, oh man, I have to correct that. It's just, I like knowing everything. Anyway, next step is to get a better webcam. I don't know if I've said this in another video. But, and then after, even before that, you gotta make everything. Everything is quality. I mean, you gotta, like, I saw YouTube videos about YouTube studios and things like that. You gotta make your room look nice. Like, what's with all this disingenuous crap? Why does it matter if my video looks... I don't care about the points and all of that. Like, I mean, I want a better webcam just because I don't like the way that it looks so grainy with all this static and everything. And that's my choice of the aesthetics. But, I mean, I like my ring light, but that's just because a fan bought it. But other than that, like, as long as it's brightly lit and you can see my face, I don't need background lights to make it look like a studio with lights all around. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but it seems unnecessary. I don't know. Y'all have a good day. This is, I mean, I could honestly just do this. I could just sit in front of my camera like I used to and go on for an hour. I mean, are you going to watch it? Who knows? Are you going to watch the whole thing? Probably not. But we're going to end this at 25 minutes. At least try to. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters, especially my $30 patrons. Especially my $30 patrons. Thank you to Gus, who's a 15, Kaiser Homies with 10, and then all my $5 and $1 who are still here. I love you all. If you have to leave, that's perfectly fine. Again, if you supported me at any point in time, that means everything to me. So... I love you. Have a wonderful day. Good evening. Good night. And be kind to yourself. And try to get better at every point in time that you can. Love you. Bye.